Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Meloncita, and today I am going to be going through my February monthly reflections and setting up my March monthly goals in my Happy Planner Makse Life combo. So if you're interested in seeing how this month went, then keep watching. So just to cover a little bit of context, I use the Makse Life system in my Happy Planner. And so it is now time to do my monthly reflections for the month of February, so that I can start and set up for the month of March. So I have my monthly goals for February here, and then I have my just a blank piece of paper here to work on my reflections. So I'm going to put this off to the side for now, and we're just going to take a look. So these were my monthly goals for February. I have finished January of 2025 in my creative photo memory planner, journal, I guess, and then start February of 2025 into 2 weeks. So I finished January and I actually ended up doing 3 weeks, and then print photo collages. So this was from up to January of 2026. So I'm caught up there. So I did that. So that was for personal. For fun and recreation, I have read 2 books, not necessarily finished, but read. So I did start the book club book for February, which was Lights Out. I did start it later because almost all of my books I borrow from the library. And so I am at the mercy of the library. So whenever those holds come through, that's when I get to start the book. I also read Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. And I also wanted to add that I started Becoming as well. So I'm going to put this up here. Michelle Obama's first book, because I want to read her second one. So yeah, I read 3. I'm in the middle of reading 3 books right now. These 2, Becoming and Lights Out, are library books, so I'm pushing these to be finished sooner than the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, since I own this book. For work and learning, I am working on the HB90 system, which, if you are interested in the HB90 system, it is a kind of goal setting system that I actually use for my work things. So it's a project based in a quarterly system. It uses a combination of figuring out your time, using a Kanban board, and kind of just breaking down your projects in a realistic time frame. And since you do it every quarter, things change each quarter, and so you're able to kind of have a refresh. It was created by Heart Breathings here on YouTube, and so if you're interested, I will have a link down below. I'm excited because it is an actual affiliate link, and bootcamp for Q2 actually starts March 14th. So if you're interested in it, take a look. We do start in the next 2 weeks to get ready for Q2. I've been using the system for maybe 2 years now, on and off, and I really enjoy it. It's more of like a reality check for me, but more on that later. But if you are interested, go ahead and check the description down below. So that will continue probably. For family relationships, I have reach out to family. These are the people that I reached out to, and then plans for birthday. So my daughter will be turning 1 soon, and so I want to start planning it now, which I already started. So I picked the dates. You might have heard me talk about like a theme and everything, and so that is in the works. For health and wellness, I have water 2 times daily and step 6K or movement for 30 minutes each day. Didn't happen, and this is going to have kind of a major overhaul. You'll see. For spiritual and personal growth, I have a study that I'm doing with my sis, but I forgot that I needed to add one new park trail, and we did do one, which is why I'm adding it. We went to Seward Park. So that was really nice. Financial, file taxes. I am very close to filing taxes, so I'm not going to check it, but I am going to put an arrow because that means I'm going to move it over to the next month. For physical environment, I have hang up art wall. I have them all framed. We just haven't physically hung them yet, and so I'm going to move that, and I'm putting the arrow to remind myself to move it. And we did purchase a mattress. So looking at the month, pretty good, I would say. A very productive, very good month, I would say. Let me look at the weekly actions. So this is the weekly actions for the month of February. Hold on. So this is the monthly, and what I use this for is I put down the weekly actions that I completed each day. And I have a color coding system. These are not the exact Moxie Life colors, but they were kind of close, or I chose these colors because I use them in my budget. And I usually color code this, but I totally forgot. So I'm going to do that now. So this is this color. Okay, so let me remove this key. So this is how my weekly actions looked like for the month of February. As you can see, I think I was pretty consistent in the days that I didn't do anything. It makes sense to me, actually. But yeah, there's a lot of yellow. I see actually a lot of variety of colors. I see yellow. I do see some orange. I see one or two blues. So that's a good indication for me that I am trying at least. But yeah, there's a mix of colors, and I think that's great. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to do this weekly action reflection. I'm just going to skip to the monthly reflection for this. So I'm actually going to... I have a digital version of the Moxie Life planner that I reference when I am doing stuff in this planner. So I'm going to be reading through the questions while going through. So I'm going to title this February Monthly Reflections. And today's date, which is Sunday the 1st. So yeah, I'm just going to start writing, I guess. So here are my February monthly reflections. I just use this leftover SPC glitter header sheet. I don't usually use the glitter headers, and I never really use them for anything. And so I figured I'd use them as kind of like headers, I guess, for each of these questions. So for the first question, biggest wins this month, I was able to finish my January creative memory for the year of 2025. So January 2025, getting 3 weeks done in February for my creative memory. Getting a start for the birthday party, and reaching out to a lot of family and friends this month. And so it's been really nice, especially that I am away from, home, or from Los Angeles, where I am from. I don't really get to see my family or talk to them that often, and my friends over there, and being able to keep in touch with them during this month has been really nice. So things that are currently working in my life: journals and planners, my crafts, like my cross stitch and like my journals, not being on social media so much, and finding actually time to read and to do other things. And so, yeah, just being able to just be in my creative spaces has been working, I guess. Things that are not currently working is definitely health and wellness. What I learned this month: I am capable of amazing things, but I don't need to do everything. Improvements and adjustments: I need to drop or change health and wellness. There's too much pressure, or I need to change something else. I'm grateful for a healthy and happy baby who is learning and growing. Being able to be a stay-at-home mom with our little one right now, with her dad right next to us in the next room. So being able to work from home, being able to be at home with our baby while also my husband being at home with us is just really great. Like, yes, it is pretty tight when it comes to finances with only having one stream of income at the moment. But at the same time, like, she's not going to be this small forever. And so it's just really nice that we're both able to be here for her during this really special time. So habits I want to nurture: daily journaling. And I do want to try to do one day where I'm not eating out. One day every week, a month. That's at least my biggest pain point when it comes to spending money. Areas I want to focus on next month: physical environment and financial. And rate this month, I would actually give it an 8. I think this was a great month. A lot of things happened during this month. So I'm just really proud of myself for all of the things that we were able to accomplish. So I did kind of a rough draft of some of the monthly goals that I want to do or I want to have completed in March. So I kind of just use the highlighters to differentiate the different areas. So for personal, I definitely want to finish February of 2025 in my photo creative. Start the March of 2025. So getting the monthly set up. So not necessarily putting things down, but getting March set, the monthly in, and then maybe doing 2 weeks in March, since I only have one more week in February and the monthly. And then this is an optional thing. I want to get a head start on, well, not a head start, but I want to start working in the 2026 photo memory. Since I have the photos for January, I can get started on those. And I kind of want to see if I can do them in tandem. So for fun and recreation, I have read 2 books. So we have the book club choice for March. I want to finish Becoming. And then I want to play 2 video games. So the 2 video games that I think I'm going to try for March, I installed Red Dead Redemption 2 on my Steam Deck. And I also want to see if I can finish, this is a totally random game, but I want to see if I can get through Resident Evil 4 remake, because the new Resident Evil Requiem came out. And I've seen enough of Resident Evil 4 to not be scared of it. I'm a big scaredy cat, but I like that kind of stuff. Or I enjoy it. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I like spooky stuff, but I am a wimp when it comes to like actual horror things. And so we'll see. It is a lot of fun and it's a good game, and so I want to try it. But $70 for the new Resident Evil, I don't know, that's really steep. Anyway, I'll just wait until that goes on sale. So I'll just play the other Resident Evil games until then. So for work and learning, I'm going to continue with my HB90. So for family and relationships, I have reached out to family, and I actually put, this is where I put party prep, because I'm working really closely with my family to get it done. And so, yeah, so that's going to be into there. For health and wellness, now this is the one that's going to be changing, I wouldn't say dramatically, but kind of dramatically. So I'm going to try to approach this in a different way. Instead of I do want to get movement and steps in, but instead of trying to do it daily, I want to see if I can hit a goal weekly. So I put 28K weekly, and how I got the number was because, my average steps each day so far has been about 3,000. And so I want to up that to be around, to just increase it to 4,000 steps a day times 7 days a week. I got to 28,000. And so that's on average. So what I've been finding is that I get a lot of steps in during the weekend, but during the week it's a little bit harder, especially because it's been like raining and it's cold where we are. But now that it's warming up and spring will be here, like during this time of the year, or during this month, spring will start, and so we'll be outside a little bit more. And so I'm hoping that instead of focusing each day for the steps, I can just kind of get an average, trying to hit 3K. If I hit 2K, that's fine, but like at the weekend, kind of just trying to make that up, adding it all together at the end of the week, and then seeing where I end up. And then this one, so I still also want to get my water in, but instead of hitting a certain number, I just put straight up, just drink water. Like, even if it's just a sip, that'll count for me. I don't know why there's so much pressure for me to drink water, but I find that when I drink water, I feel better. But if I'm like, I need to drink 2 of these, that's so much, I just forget. So if I drink just 1 sip, that's good enough for me for this month. So we'll see how that goes for this month. I'm just going to keep track. I have the Finch app. So as long as I am keeping track of the water in there, that's probably how I'll just keep track of it. So for spiritual and personal growth, I have my study and then 1 park or new trail this month. That should be pretty easy because, like I said, spring is coming up. The weather's going to be warming up, so we'll be able to find, maybe, I don't know when the cherry blossoms will bloom. We'll try to find it, but we'll take my daughter there. That'd be a lot of fun. For financial, I want to do 2 no-spend days a week. And I might do just where it's just on food, like eating out, because that's our kryptonite. That is like the one thing that is so hard for us, is to not eat out. And so I might just limit it to like if I buy things like personal or like anything else like bills or whatever like that, it'll just be no eating out for 2 days each week. And then $500, trying to save up $500 for the credit card. So that's about $100 a week. And then for physical environment, I have hang up wall art and spring decor. We like to decorate for the seasons. And so during this time would be a really nice time. We have like a seasonal wreath that we put up in the front of our door. We set little things around like florals and flowers, or depending on the season, what it is. But yeah, so those should be the monthly goals for this month. It is going to look much cuter. Oh, I don't have March in here. Yeah, it's going to look much cuter when I actually put it inside of here. They'll go here, similar to how I had the monthly. I'm just going to put this in here for now until I transfer these goals onto here, and then I'll move it to the beginning of February, since it is the reflection for that. But for now, those are my monthly goals for the month of March and my monthly reflection for February. I think this was a really good month. I think I got a lot done. I got a lot accomplished. I'm really proud of myself of what I did. And I'm excited for March coming up. So yeah. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. How are your goals doing? How are you doing in 2026? I hope you're doing great and you're doing well. You're taking care of yourselves. Like if you like what you saw and you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and click on my face to subscribe to my channel. I think I am going to be doing another one of those like weekly check-ins, kind of vlog style with one of these weeks in March. So if you're interested in seeing that, just, stick around. I have a ton more videos coming out soon. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.